What's going on, fam? I'm doing this late at night. I'm at the house. I should be on the computer right now. But I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this from the phone right quick because I got to go in. I got to go in. I know people been wanting to hear from me all day long. Tony Khan was online. Matter of fact, for the last 2 days, he been tweeting because he is that triggered that he got beat by NXT. So, what everybody want to know what I'm talking about. If you've been living under the rock, Tony Khan and them got jumped by NXT. The ratings was 921 in NXT to 609 or 608 in AEW on a Tuesday night. So, he was taking shots at Vince as he normally do. But then he started to take shots at John Cena, a.k.a. Fruity Pebbles, Shawn Michaels, and The Undertaker. By pretty much saying that John and Undertaker, for the first time in 2 decades, weren't able to reach 1 million. And I said, bro, what the clown is you talking about? I mean, I get it. Yeah, they didn't hit 1 million, but bro, you didn't hit 1 million either. At the end of the day, it's a failure on both sides of the street. It's a failure on NXT side, it's a failure on AEW side, but you got this triggered. I mean, he didn't know how to cope. He was online going back and forth with, again, going back and forth with clowns online that people's shoes he can't shine. Or they can't shine his shoes, whatever. I mean, just saying anything. I said, dog. I was like, TK, bro, it's not the end of the world. You acting like AEW is going out of business tomorrow or something like that. I was like, bro, listen, it's embarrassing. It's sad. It's embarrassing. I mean, I'm sitting up here like, bro, all you got to do is focus on how many times I feel like I'm a broken record. All you got to do is focus on getting your product in the better hands. Focus on getting your product into where it needs to be. Instead, you too busy going back and forth with clowns online and taking shots at a company that's 50, 60, 70 years old and well established. You've been around the game for four years at best. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Khan done lost his mind. Like I say, and then people be talking about the tribalism. I know I be one of the big ones. So I be like, but bro, what you online doing, you basically egging on the cats that absolutely like your company and turn them more into shields for you when you start doing this idiotic, stupid tweet. People saying, man, he needs to put the crack down and all that stuff. I'm like, bro, he needs to put his phone down. The fact that the higher-ups, more than likely, probably Warner Brothers, told him, hey, get off of social media. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing the company as a whole. Immature. I said, no wonder CM Punk got... Hey, as a matter of fact, it's funny. Somebody who's connected to CM Punk said that with all the back and forth going on online, he's actually, quote-unquote, glad to not be associated with the company anymore. I said, bro, that's bad. I'm like, listen, like I said, as a wrestling fan, I'm disappointed. I'm upset. But you know what? At the end of the day, this ain't surprising because, I mean, how many times has fools constantly said that TK has absolutely no structure about him? When they say the inmates run the asylum, they're not lying. He's just a mark. He's just a wrestling fan, quote unquote, trying to be a wrestling promoter, and it ain't working. It's not working. And you showed yourself by going online, tweeting all this stupid stuff, saying what you said, and then, like I said, check this out. What fans should be talking about, we should be talking about the fact that almost 1.5 million, 1.6 million people tuned into wrestling on a Tuesday night. That's between both shows put together. That's what fans should be talking about. They should be talking about how NXT was a solid show, Dynamite was a solid show. That's what fans should be talking about. No, we talking about two things. We talking about the controversial crap that happened with Juice Robinson and MJF, and then we talking about you hopping online acting like a straight up clown, acting like a straight up goofy. Immaturity is, you know what? Let me tell y'all something. Tony Khan reminds me of the wrestling promoter that I don't know if he took his own. I'm trying to remember. Did he take his life, or did the crack itself take him out? On the dark side of the ring, the promoter who promoted the UWF, and he was quote unquote trying to go head to head with WWE and WCW and NWA and all that stuff, and the crack got to him. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know his name, but I remember watching Dark Side of the Ring, and they did a whole story. Like I said, I remember the UWF, but like I said, I don't remember the promoter's name. But they did the Dark Side of the Ring, and he was just on the drugs, and he called himself trying to do something, and it was working, but the drugs just got a hold of him, and he overdosed, and I believe that's what took him out. He overdosed on the drugs, if I'm not mistaken. I hate to say it, but I pray Tony Khan does not fall in that same cycle, because the boy is definitely on something, ladies and gentlemen. He's on something, and like I said, let me tell y'all something. Again, there are a host of WWE hardcore fans that want this company to not exist. I talk about this all the time. But what he did, what Tony Khan did, pretty much egged on all the crap that was coming his way. I've seen a lot of the AEW apologists who were coming to his aid, but I'm like, bro, the man is online acting immature. He's online acting immature, and this is not a good look for the company. People keep talking, people keep going to the show just to take pictures. The fact that ain't nobody going to the shows, ain't nobody buying tickets, ratings are down, and all people do is take that as MO and say, look, yes, we can't wait till this company cease to exist. And I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, do y'all understand that if AEW is not a thing, WWE is not even going to be worth watching anymore? Impact won't be worth watching anymore. I'm like, the reason why AEW became a thing was because WWE was stale. It was tiresome. Fast forward to where we are now, WWE started to pick things up again. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we want with Tony Khan. I'm like, TK, focus on getting your company to where it needs to be. But when you constantly keep getting in the way, when you constantly keep tweeting and acting like a shield and acting immature-ish and doing all this idiotic stuff and hopping online and tweeting this lose over here and tweeting that lose over there, you make yourself look like you have absolutely no business being in this business. Very immature. Then you wonder how come all the people is in your comments telling you to go kill yourself, wishing death threats on you, doing all this other idiotic stuff. I'm like, bro, you need to focus on the company AEW as a whole. Get off social media. Get you a PR person that's going to tweet for you. You don't sit up there, you sit up saying all this stupid stuff that don't make no type of sense. Tell better stories, get better characters that's larger than life, and watch the ratings go up. Watch ticket sales go out the roof. But when you constantly do stuff like this, you show your hand. You show that Michaels, Triple H, Vince McMahon, Nick Khan, all of them is living rent-free in your head. Now here's the deal. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Tony Khan and them is living rent-free in their head too. But when you tweet the way how you tweet, you make all of these clowns look like they know exactly what they're doing. And that you have absolutely no business doing what you're doing. None whatsoever. It's a sad joke. It is a freaking sad joke. This whole thing is sad. Like I said, when I seen it, I was like, okay, it's one thing. But when he said what he said about Michaels, talk about Michael, what we did on Tuesday night is going to blow him out the water and he won't get Booker of the Year. I'm like, who the heck cares about getting Booker of the Year? First of all, that stuff is all rigged anyway. You know who caters to you and gives you that stuff. Why do you care? Why? But the 921 triggered him so badly that he has not gotten over it. It's been 3 days, y'all. It's Friday now. It's Friday morning and he still ain't got an eye. He ain't really. He was at. It's funny how he went to the Kansas City Broncos game, but he ain't got over it, ladies and gentlemen. He has not gotten over it. And I'm like, bro, this is you showing yourself, man. I'm rooting for you. I want you to succeed. I'm not like these trolls that hop on YouTube and hop on Twitter and hop on TikTok and just hate. I'm trying to give you words of encouragement, words of wisdom that's going to help you mature, because you need to mature. You need to understand what it really means to be a businessman and not just some grown man acting like a kid, going back and forth with losers that can't shine your shoes. Basically letting Shawn Michaels and them know that he's living rent-free in your head because you couldn't beat them, and quote-unquote John Cena and Undertaker couldn't quote-unquote get $1 million. Bro, you didn't get $1 million yourself. You didn't get $1 million yourself. Immaturity, ladies and gentlemen. Immaturity is what Tony Khan is. And like I said, everybody keeps saying it. There's no structure. Look at the top of the helm of who runs AEW. There is the structure right there. The structure is Tony Khan. He has none. And he showed his hand, ladies and gentlemen. He showed his hand going back and forth with clowns online, saying one tweet after another, talking about Vince McMahon with the rape crap. Then talk about Shawn Michaels. Then talk about John Cena. Then talking about Undertaker. I'm like, bro, spend your time coming up with better storylines, making sure cats give a crap about what's coming on Collision, what's coming on Rampage, what's coming on Dynamite. Start announcing other matches, or let the wrestlers themselves who are going to be taking place at Full Gear, let them start announcing what they're going to be doing so we know what the card is going to be. Don't wait 3 weeks before the show or 2 weeks before the show and then just throw out about 10 matches. I'm like, no. And then another thing, I constantly get in your case about this. Full Gear should not have no more than 10 matches. 10 matches is the max. That's it. You put 2 of them things on the pre-show and the rest of the other 8 is on the main card. That's it. Less is more, ladies and gentlemen. Less is more. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't got nothing else to say. It's super late. I told you I was coming back. I was going to go in on this whole situation. I gave you my honest take on the whole thing. I'll talk to y'all cats tonight for SmackDown and Rampage. This is your boy KCFL, King Self for Life. I'll let you boy.